Every day evening after the Namasakirtan, we have been going through several stories of Nama's glory, where we found how the Nama made the impossibles possible and saved people out of situations. Above all the miracles, the greatest is the miracle of inner transformation. The height of the miracle is the experience of the ultimate truth. Now today, we shall see the glory, a story of Nama's glory in a similar great event. Arthur Hillcoat from Australia came to India in the late 70s in quest of God. In his journey from the Himalayas to Kanyakumari, he met varied Mahatmas, but he was drawn particularly to Sri Sathya Sai Baba and worshipped him as God incarnate. Yet, when the time came for the great experience, it was in the presence of Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar, the godchild of Tiruvannamalai, that he found the key to the ultimate truth. He had had 2 encounters with Bhagavan Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar. The first time he met Sri Yogi Ji, Bhagavan said to him, "Whenever you are in trouble, call this beggar's name even once. Father would rush help to you." Initially, he thought it was all meant to help in times of worldly distress and danger. Yet, he carried it as a great treasure in his heart and went home. Much later, the truth of these words demonstrated in his most crucial moment of life. He did very serious sadhana, but despite his sincerity and commitment to the goal of life and hard penance, he felt very inadequate to reach the heights. The chasm between the personal inability and the ultimate reality was insurmountable. Upanishad says the Atma is not attained by just talking about it, or by discourses, or by intellect, or by much listening to scriptures. It reveals itself only to whom the Brahman chooses. Arthur was now in such a stage, what we call the dark night of the soul. Utter despondency and complete helplessness overtook him. He had tried everything he possibly could, yet what was lacking? He was in terrible agony of the soul. Just at that moment, Sri Yogiji's words came to him. "Call this beggar's name. Father will rush help to you." Only now the truth of the statement came upon him with a great force. He prayed, "Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar, Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar, please help me." After handing over this problem to Bhagavan, thus, a great peace descended upon him. Before long, he got a phone call from a friend saying that he had bought a piece of land and he wanted Arthur Hillcoat to come and see it. Hillcoat said yes and was traveling with him in the car. His friends asked him some questions about the truth, and the same answers that he had been desperately seeking that morning tumbled forth through his lips. He went on talking, helplessly. Suddenly, there was a great explosion of consciousness in him. The truth that had eluded him so long finally descended on him like a tsunami waves. Waves of bliss overwhelmed him. At last, he has arrived home. When he later reported this event to Yogiji, Bhagavan took both his hands and kept them over his head, as though in celebration of the great event, and exclaimed, "Oh, You have such faith in this beggar's name? What faith? He exclaimed again and again. Arthur Hillcoat traveled widely after that, wherever he was called, and spoke about his experience and his encounters with Yogiji with deep gratitude. He called himself a beggar also and looked like the divine beggar of Tiruvannamalai. This is what his friends said. He took Samadhi recently at the ripe old age of 90, and we pay our homage to him and remember this inspiring event and know that this is what we seek ultimately. This must be the miracle that we have to be after. So, dear friends, dear devotees of Bhagavan, let us pray for the fulfillment of our life and then do our everyday prayer for the sake of the world. Bhagavan, beloved Bhagavan, so we have been fortunate once again to get this opportunity to chant this blessed Nama for 1 hour, and we have offered it at the feet of Bhagavan. So we shall now start our evening prayer with another story of Nama's glory. What is this glory of Nama? All the impossibles are made possible because the life goes on according to our previous karmas. All our sufferings are only due to that. Even now, whatever is happening in this world is due to the collective karma of the entire world. And that is why it is taking a long time to come to any control. And the law of karma is relentless. The only thing that's possible to reduce, that is, either remove it or mitigate the suffering, is divine intervention. And for this divine intervention, we have to invoke His grace by chanting the name. The easiest and the highest is remembering the name. Now we shall see one particular story where all the experts announced their decision and how Bhagavan changed the course of events. A couple from Trichy had come 2 years back to the ashram, and they had a story to tell us. What? They had been living in United States for 16 years after marriage, and they had tried every possible means for conceiving, to get a child. After all the torture of those treatments, varied treatments, all they could get was a definite no from the doctors. The doctors said, "We have done all we could. It's simply not possible for you anymore at this age. So, please, you have to not take it to heart, but do something else. Maybe you can adopt a child or something." Naturally, they were very tired mentally and physically, and they returned to India, to their parents' home for a holiday. And there, one of the devotees of the ashram from Dindigul happened to see them. When he heard the story, he said, "Why do you give up so easily? Please go to Yogiram Saratkumar ashram, our Gurudev's ashram. You will find your prayer answered there. You just go there. Don't decide anything now." So they came here, and they did not have much faith. Of course, they had not seen Bhagavan, so there was no devotion either. But they had the problem. So when they came and told us, we said, okay, Nama is the only elixir, only panacea for all ills of the body and the mind. So we gave notebooks to both of them. And then we said, you continue chanting this name, Yogi Ram Sarath Kumar. And when you are not able to chant, you can write. Or you are able to chant and write, it's very good. Either way, take up only one prayer, and this prayer that you should get a child by his blessings. And keep chanting and writing as much as possible. It doesn't matter if you don't have devotion, it doesn't matter if you don't have faith, but start doing it. And then we said you can also do a Pada Puja, which they did. And then they continued writing and chanting and writing and chanting, notebook after notebook after notebook, maybe 3 or 4, each one separately. And then after 4 notebooks, I think they came and very jubilantly said, the husband had come alone, and he said with a huge smile, ecstatically, that his wife had conceived completely by the grace of Bhagavan, by his Nama. And so we said, okay, don't give up the name now, because the child has to grow well in the womb, and there must be safe delivery. And so they started again. They were chanting and writing and chanting and writing. So this went on, and of course, they had safe delivery, and the child was born. And then they wrote to us saying that they wanted to bring the child and put it before Bhagavan. Of course, since Bhagavan had always said a newborn child should not be brought out for 6 months, he was very particular about it. But in certain cases, he said if there was an emergency, they could bring it in 3 months. So when we reported it to them, they agreed, and after 3 months, they came with the baby. And then, of course, they laid it before Bhagavan. They showed all of us, and very happily, they went straight to the airport from here to go back to States. Now, last year, they had come with a boy. That was a boy baby. They have named him Aravind. And he was running and making a lot of noise here. He was actually running riot everywhere. And they were very happy, pointing out, see, this is Bhagavan's prasad to us. He is very, very intelligent, beautiful. He has got everything because he is Bhagavan's child. They were happy, and they went and told the doctors also. See, this is what we got it from Bhagavan. So you see, there's one more story to know what Nama can do against all odds, against the opinion of the experts. So we have chanted such beautiful, glorious name for 1 hour and submitted at the feet of Bhagavan. Now let us make this prayer intensely, wholeheartedly. The glorious name, Yogi Ram Sarath Kumar, for the past 1 hour, and have offered it at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Now before we start our evening prayer, here is one more story of his glory, his Nama's glory. The prayer story. In Tanjore district, near Thiruvayaru, there is a place called Kaduveli. There, Sri Vishwanathan is running Sri Venkateshwara Orphanage. Mrs. Indra is the superintendent there. This orphanage has 80 old people, abandoned old people, 325 orphan children, and again 30 discarded by the families as useless, abandoned women with 10 children. But fortunately, all of them are devoted to Yogi Ram Sarath Kumar. They have all been coming to the ashram for the past few years. Every day, both in the morning and in the evening, Sri Vishwanath, the secretary, Mrs. Indira, the superintendent, and the children and the elderly people would sit together and chant the name for 1 hour. This has been the practice all along. All the challenges were faced by the orphanage only with the help of Bhagwan's Nama Yogi Ram Surat Kumar. On February 27th, as recent as 2 months back, February 27th, 2020, a 12-year-old boy by name Shivadasan he used to do Jaldra and sing the name with fervor and love. And whenever he came with the other boys to the ashram also, he would not leave Pradhan Mandir for his room to rest like other boys, but would continue the Nama. Unfortunately, on that particular day, February 27, 2020, that is nearly 2 months back, Shivadasan all of a sudden developed much phlegm in his lungs and high fever. That particular day, Shri Vishwanathan, Mrs. Indira and 5 staff had gone to Chennai for a meeting. So in the hostel, 2 residential teachers took the boy to Tiruvayur Government Hospital. He was given some medicine, but all that happened was only more fever, vomiting and shortage of breath. Now very much afraid, 2 teachers rushed him to the hospital again in the evening. But this time, the hospital people found him in a very serious condition. He seemed to have pneumonia. Unable to cope up with the case, they themselves arranged for ambulance and sent the boy to Tanjore Government Hospital. In the meantime, Shri Vishwanathan, Mrs. Indira and the other teachers heard what happened, and while returning from Chennai were chanting Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Nama fervently. Mrs. Indira spoke to the boy just before he got into the ambulance, saying, "You have chanted his holy name so much. Bhagavan will not let you down, my boy. Just continue chanting." The boy promised in a feeble voice and was immediately rushed to the Tanjavur hospital. The doctors found out it was a hard case of advanced pneumonia, rushed him to the intensive care unit and struggled on. Indira and the other people returned to Venkateshwara hostel around 1 o'clock in the night, heard the news, the horrid news awaiting them, that the boy had no hope at all and the doctors had given up. If there was anyone related to the boy, they could be immediately sent word to. Horrified at this news, Indira and 9 others started chanting the name Yogi Ram Surat Kumar loudly till about 4 o'clock in the morning, pleading with Bhagavan to save the life of the boy. The 2 teachers outside the government hospital, Tanjavur, waiting in the veranda, not knowing what to do, were also chanting the name the whole night. In the morning, around 9 o'clock, the boy, who was given up completely as hopeless by the doctors, and according to them was marching towards a certain death, suddenly got up and sat in his bed in the intensive care unit, to the shock and surprise of the medical staff around. What was more, he asked for some water and then said he was feeling hungry. He wanted some food. He demanded some food. The doctors understood something extraordinary had happened beyond the knowledge of the medical field. The boy who had pneumonia, high fever, vomiting, and shortage of breath, his breath was sinking low and low, should suddenly get up, sit and ask for food. Isn't it unheard of? Shri Vishwanathan and the teachers received this happy news and continued their chanting with devotion, gratitude and more enthusiasm and fervor. The boy got well gradually and was discharged 2 days after. To the relief of everybody. Imagine with the old and abandoned ladies and orphaned children, the many varieties of challenges Sri Vishwanathan and the teachers must be facing from time to time. They ride over all these difficulties only with the help of the divine name, Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar. They all say with a smile whenever they come, the divine name is their only savior. Such is the glory of the divine name, Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar. So, dear devotees of Bhagavan, dear friends, we have chanted this glorious name for the past 1 hour and offered it at the feet of Bhagavan. Now let us pray more intensely and wholeheartedly with hope in our heart, remembering his promising assurance, no single nama goes waste. So here is one more story of his glory, his nama's glory, the prayer story. Quite a few years back, there was an American lady who had come with a group here to the ashram. And then one day she came near me and cried and said, Amma, please don't think that I am crying out of agony or misery. These are my happy tears, remembering what Bhagavan has done for me, how he saved me from a great danger. Then she started to describe. She said she was working in a company in New York and was living in an apartment, one-room apartment, several stories high. Now one day, about 8:30, she returned from the company, climbed up the stair. And then that day, she had some kind of premonition. And yet, she just locked herself in safely. And she was thinking of Swami. And suddenly, she heard loud knocks at the door. Violent knock at the door. She looked through the lens and found 3 stout men, horrid-looking men with revolvers. Then she knew she was in trouble. She was in great danger, that her very life was at stake. She just didn't know what to do. She was terrified, and then she was trying to look for a place where she could hide. But then there was no place at all. It was only a single room. There was one room extra and a bath. So she ran here and there desperately, and finally she knew that she could not hide herself at all. So she started to chant Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar Nama, because her groups used to come to the ashram. They knew him very well. So she was desperately chanting Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar, Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar, Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar. Please save me, please save me. And then she found a corner where the 2 walls meet. So she went to the corner, sat there, and bent her head between the 2 knees. She looked like a bundle of clothes at a distance. And she bent down her head so deep and was chanting inside, desperately. Minutes passed, and those people lost their patience. And then they knocked heavily, violently, and finally they broke the door open and walked in. And then there was all hell let loose. They opened this and that, they pulled out everything, they broke everything in anger. They were looking for her here and there, running about, but they could not find her. It was very strange because she was sitting right opposite in a corner for everybody to see. And they were standing right in front of her, talking to each other. Where did this woman disappear? I saw her walking up. She must be here somewhere. And again, they would go around searching for her, a small place, and then they tried, they were looking for some, probably a few papers, maybe they contained the secrets of the company or something, and they could not find anything there. And again they got more angry, they could not find the woman, they could not find what they came looking for. And then again they broke some of those items there. And after sufficient time, they got tired and made sure they had done their best. And they walked out. So it took quite some time for this lady to come out. She slowly straightened herself, looked around, and saw the mess they had left behind. And then suddenly she knew that Swami had made her invisible to them. That she was chanting the name so desperately, and Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar made her invisible to those miscreants. They could have done anything to her. They could have killed her, they could have molested her. And yet, by chanting his name, she invoked a huge grace from Bhagavan, which made her invisible to these violent visitors. And that's how she was saved. So when she came here, she said, I was trying to tell people in the company how I was saved. Nobody would believe me. That I looked invisible to the eyes of those people, nobody would believe. They were delighted though that I was saved, but they could not believe what happened. Such is the glory, such is the grace, mercy of our Swami Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar. I cannot help shedding tears of happiness, just remembering him. He has become my very life ever since. So you see, dear friends, devotees of Bhagavan, what Nama can do. How we have been seeing story after story at different levels. How it rescues people, how intelligently in each situation. And Bhagavan's, this glorious name will definitely do the needful for us also in the present crisis. So we must go on chanting his name. At some name, the salvation would come, the solution would come to the problem. So until we reach that name, let us go on chanting and offering at his feet.